Welcome to my next Supernatural Season 1 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you haven't watched the first 19 episodes of Supernatural Season 1, then it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And full disclosure alert, this is actually my first time watching the show Supernatural. Heard a lot of good things about it over the years and finally decided to check it out. So join me on the journey and let's discuss this mostly awesome and amazing show in the comments section. But please don't spoil anything past this episode, at least in this episode review video. So with that said, this will be Supernatural Season 1, Episode 19. The title of this episode is called Provenance. And this will be my first time watch, review, reaction, recap after just finishing watch the episode. We start with the young couple putting up a painting on their mantle. They flirt for a minute. Then the woman heads upstairs and a shadowy figure enters. The man walks into their room to find his wife is dead and bloodied and is then killed. And then Sam and Dean arrive in upstate New York, where Mark and Ann Teleska were found dead in the locked house, the latest in a series of murders over a number of decades in the same area, according to research from John's journal. They visit the Teleskas' home, but there are no signs of any supernatural activity. All the furnishings have been taken to an auction house, so they decide to check it out in case a spirit has attached itself to an object. They turn up at the auction house where the owner, Daniel Blake, tries to get them to leave. They speak to his daughter, Sarah Blake, who also works at the auction house and who confirms that the Teleska's estate is being auctioned. Before she can tell them any more, her father, having discovered Sam and Dean are not on the guest list, asks them to leave. Dean thinks Sarah showed some interest in Sam and suggests that he take her out on a date in order to get more information. Over dinner, Sarah reveals that she hasn't been on a date since her mother died unexpectedly a year ago. Sarah gets Sam copies of the provenance of the items of the Teleska house. Dean finds that a portrait of Isaiah Merchant's family, painted in the 1910s, was also owned by the other families that had been killed. And then after dark, Sam and Dean return to the auction house and burn the painting. The next day, Dean pretends that he has dropped his wallet at the auction house purely so Sam can see Sarah again. When they get there, they are shocked to find the painting is still there and unharmed. At the local library, they find out that Isaiah Merchant was accused of killing his wife, two sons, and adopted daughter. Back at the motel, Sam notices that in the picture of the painting in an old book, Isaiah is staring straight ahead, and in the painting now, he is looking down to the right towards the girl. Dean also encourages Sam to pursue Sarah, but Sam is reluctant. He calls Sarah to see if they can view the painting again, only to find it has been sold to a friend of Sarah's named Evelyn. The boys rush to the house. Just as Sarah arrives, they find Evelyn already dead, her throat slashed. After alerting the police, Sarah and the boys return to the motel room, where they explain to her that the picture is haunted. Despite being scared, Sarah resolves to help them. Back at the Evelyn's house, they examine the painting and notice more features in the painting have changed. Amongst other things, there is now a mausoleum in the picture with the name Merchant on it. They track down the mausoleum where all the cremated family remains are housed. However, Isaiah Merchant's is not in there. Dean finds where Isaiah was buried in a grave and goes to salt and burn the corpse. Later, the three of them return to burn the painting as a precaution, but Sam and Sarah get trapped inside Evelyn's house and attacked by the spirit of Melanie Merchant, who had been responsible for the murders all along. That was the adopted daughter. The father was looking towards her in the portrait, out when she left, and restraining some of her power. Now that the spirit is gone, she is more dangerous. Dean returns to the mausoleum and burns an antique doll which bears some of Melanie Merchant's hair. This finally dispels her spirit. And then back at the auction house, Sarah orders the painting burned and says farewell to Sam and Dean. As they are about to leave, Sam returns to Sarah and they kiss, deciding to stay in town for a few days so they can be together. Finally, apparently starting to let Jessica from the beginning of the show go. So that is what ends the episode. So I really like this episode. I'm going to give it an 8.8 out of 10. I believe this is my favorite episode thus far. I could be wrong on that, but this was a solid episode. And my character of the episode, I mean, we know that Sam and Dean are the characters of every episode, but Sarah is definitely a standout in this episode, and she's easy on the eyes too, which always helps. So you've heard everything that I have to say about the episode. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Supernatural and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. Otherwise, my spirit will come after you. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Supernatural. What would you rate it as a score? And who would you choose as the character of the episode? I mean, there's not much to these episodes other than Sam and Dean, and there's like one other focal point. But if you had to choose, who would it be? And then last, but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel. You're watching the video anyway. Help me get over 100K subscribers. Yes, I know I set my goals high, but I'm getting close, I guess. It's going to take a while, but I want to get there. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.